Okay, welcome everyone to today's session. So we have studied till chapter number 5. So chapter number 5 was talking about trade theories in perfect competition. So जो chapter number 6 है, that is talking about imperfect competition model. So today the topic that we are going to start is the economic growth and international trade. So the implications of how economic growth is forming international trade or vice versa. Okay, so let's continue. So the background learning goals is that we talk about explaining how the change in national factor endowments affects its growth in terms of trade, volume of trade, and welfare. So it means if national resources are changing, how it will affect growth in terms of trade and welfare. How technological change affects the growth, trade, and welfare. How change in taste affects the growth, trade, and welfare. So these are the objectives of today's session. So most of the trade theories that we discussed earlier was static in nature. It means it was assuming that the resources are fixed, or in other words, it is talking about one time period. Okay. However, the effective endowments, technology, and taste can change over time. So it means it is talking about more than one time period. So changing a national, and it will also change the national competitive advantage. So the previous series was talking about that competitive advantage was constant. Here it is saying that it can change. Further changes in factory endowments, technology, and taste also affects the production possibility frontier of a nation, which was assumed to be fixed in previous chapters, where we were talking about the nation's ability to produce, and then offer curve, which was derived from the trade production possibility frontier and volume of trade and gains from trade. So it means this chapter is talking about that in time things can change. Okay, so we are now studying the implications of that change. So what are the factors of production which are commonly discussed? These are change in labor and change in capital, and then if they change, it will shape the production possibility frontier outward because these are our natural and these are our resources or inputs in the production process. So type and degree of shift depend upon the rate of growth. So how it will shift outward and how much distance it will cover depends upon the growth of these resources. So it can be balanced growth where labor and capital grow at the same rate, shifting the production possibility frontier evenly outward. So it means that suppose you have this production possibility frontier and let me draw the line. So this was a diagram, and these are labor intensive goods, and these are capital intensive goods. If there is a balanced growth, means both labor and capital have equally increased, then the new PPF would be parallel outward. It will be parallel. Okay, so evenly, it will shift out evenly in all directions. So it means it is parallel. So slope of each frontier is equal, whereby where cut where cut the by a ray from the origin. So since it is evenly going outward, so the budget line that is cutting the old one and new one will have same slope because the relative availability of resources have not been changed. This is background discussion of growth in FOPs, factor production. Then it talks about if only labor grows then the labor intensive portion will go out. Okay, so if I draw it here, so this is y-axis, so labor intensive goods, capital intensive goods. So if only labor grows, it will go out like this. So since it is not parallel, so the PPF will have different slope as the ratio of inputs have been changed. Okay, so which was discussed in chapter number 5, that the ratio of capital to labor, it has changed now. Okay, so output of labor intensive commodity will increase faster than the capital intensive commodity, and the opposite is only true if capital grows. So this way you can if this way we discuss the implications of inputs. So it has shown it here. So if both inputs are growing equally, then the PPF has gone out parallel. Okay, so if you calculate the intensity of the resources, if the line that is crossing from origin to this the at B and B bar, you will notice that the ratio of inputs are same. So it is 20 by 130 and it is 40 by 160. So 20 by 130 is the ratio of resource intensivity, which is equal to 40 by 260. So if you cancel it up, it is 10 by 70, 65. So it is same for both cases. But if the labor has increased, it will go out, and if you draw the line, it will have a different answer somewhere here. That's why it is not shown the values, because it depends upon the actual slope of the lines. So since the numbers are not given, he has not given us the slope value. So this is the implication of change in inputs. So first case is balanced growth, and this is imbalanced growth. Then it has shown us a theorem of that talks about the fair rule of growth. So this is called Ribczynski theorem. Okay, so it says that at constant commodity prices, an increase in the endowment of one factor will increase by a greater proportion of the output of the commodity intensity of that factor and will reduce the output of other commodity. So it is saying that so if labor has increased, then output of labor intensive commodity will increase and output of capital intensive commodity will decrease. The reason is because when labor is increased, then the cost of labor, which are wages, will fall. So it means the opportunity cost to produce these goods will fall. Opportunity cost of labor intensive goods. While this cost, so the cost of capital will increase, which is interest rate. It means the opportunity cost of capital intensive goods will increase. That's why this will happen. So let's see the diagram in the. So for example, if the nation if only labor grows in nation one, the output of the commodity X, the labor intensive commodity expands more proportionately, while the output of commodity Y, which was capital intensive, and we declines as the constant prices. So since the prices are not allowed to change, so what will happen? It will change the opportunity costs. So this is also called magnification effect. So it is shown in appendix, and it is shown in the diagram. So this is the PPF value, and if you notice here is that it was equilibrium at B, their prices were equal. So prices of Y good and X good are same. Okay. So when labor has grown faster than the capital, what has happened is the equilibrium value gone down. It is lower than the previous. So what does it mean? So if you join these 2 points and then join these 2 points, You will notice that X commodity has increased, but Y commodity has decreased. Why? Because it has to keep the prices same. So this is a theorem called Rybczynski theorem. So what will happen if there is a change in technology? So all the technological process progress reduces the amount of both capital and labor required to produce the things. So there can be three types of progress. One can be neutral, where increase in productivity of labor and capital in same proportion. So means there is a technology that has increased the productivity of labor and capital equally. So this means the capital available per labor will remain same, and so does the opportunity cost of capital, which is rent, and for labor, which is wages. Okay, so since the technology is increasing their productivity, so productivity of labor increase is equal to productivity of capital increase. So this is same as increase in labor equal to increase in capital, because they are equally promoting the output. Next is talking about the second type, that is labor saving. Labor saving means that there is an increase in technology that is increasing the productivity. So increase in productivity of capital proportionately more than the productivity of labor. So capital is substituted for labor, okay, in the proportion, and the KL raises at unchanged wages. Okay, then there is capital saving, increase in productivity of labor proportionately more than productivity of capital, so that labor is substituted for capital. Okay, in the production of in the production. Okay, so the same rate of neutral technological progress in the production of both commodities has the same effect of production possibility frontier as the balance growth. So, if there is a neutral technological progress, this outcome is same as balanced factor growth that is shown in the PPF diagram that I made earlier. If the production frontier will shift out evenly, so its outcome is shown here. So what will happen? It will go out evenly at the same rate at which the technical progress takes place. So it is showing here. So if it's a neutral technological process progress, so it will go out evenly. But if it is not, then it will go out for the case where the technology is playing its role. So now it is giving us some example. So role of growth and trade in a small country case. So a small country is too small to affect the relative commodity prices at which it trades. So we have already discussed in previously the difference between small country and a large country. So a small country is defined as a property where it cannot affect the relative commodity prices globally. So it's it does not have any role in changing the market relative prices. And then, so what will happen is uh, growth will promote trade if the output of the nation's export commodity grows proportionally more than the output of its import commodity. So it says that if there is a growth in the country, if that growth is increasing the production of export goods, what will happen? Then it will lead to increased exports. And if the growth is increasing the output of import goods, then it will actually decrease the exports, because decrease the trade, because the country do not need trade anymore. This is called anti trade growth. So this is pro trade. Okay, so let me clear it here. So if growth is leading to export goods increase, then there will be trade increase. If growth is leading to import goods increase, then there will be trade decrease, because the trade was there because of the difference in the prices of import and export, prices of goods across the countries. So if a country is able to increase the production of imports, then the gap between the prices between both trading partners will decrease, and it will reduce the reason to do trade that we discussed in previous series, that why they are trading. We were targeting the reason to do trade, that was the difference in the prices or the competitive advantage. So if the import goods are increasing, then the competitive advantage is reducing. So production is pro-trade if the output of national export commodity grows proportionally more than the output of import commodity. And the consumption is pro-trade if the nation's consumption of its imports increase proportionately more than the consumption of export. So growth and production are similar, so I don't have to write it again. For the case of consumption, if consumption of export goods increase, what will happen? It will reduce the amount of goods available to be exported, so it will reduce the trade. First reason. Second, it will increase the prices of exports, which will reduce the competitive advantage that was reason for the trade. On the other side, if the consumption of imports increase, it will increase the prices of imports on in that country. So there is an advantage to get it imported from other country. So it will increase trade, and it will decrease trade. So I'm making a table here. तो यहाँ पे है पाकिस्तान, और ये है वाई कमोडिटी, और ये एक्स कमोडिटी, और यहाँ है यूके, ठीक है। और मैं अब यहाँ पे प्राइसेस लिखता हूँ पाकिस्तान की, जो नहीं इस तरह बनाते हैं ना, क्लियर। तो यहाँ पे है पाकिस्तान, यहाँ यूके, और ये एक्स कमोडिटी है, ये वाई कमोडिटी। पाकिस्तान की प्राइसेस हैं 10 रुपीज, और यूके की प्राइसेस हैं 25 रुपीज, और ये एक्स के लिए दोनों तरफ एक्स लिखना था। और मैं कलर चेंज कर लेता हूँ, ये है वाई। पाकिस्तान की प्राइसेस है वाई के लिए 30, और यूके की हैं 20। सो लॉजिकली पाकिस्तान will export X as there is a gap of -15। ये पाकिस्तान इतनी सस्ती बेच रहा है 10 - 25। तो जब जितना गैप है उतनी ट्रेड ज्यादा होगी, क्योंकि हमें उतना प्रॉफिट मिलेगा, और यूके को वो चीज लेनी इसलिए जो इतनी सस्ती मिल रही है। एंड पाकिस्तान will import Y as the gap is 10, यानी हमें वो चीज वहां से 10 सस्ती मिल रही है। तो ये जो मार्जिन है, इसको हम मार्जिन बोलते हैं, ठीक है। और इसको हमने पहले कॉम्पिटिटिव एडवांटेज बोला था, ठीक है, या प्राइस रेशियो बोला था, जो पिछली सीरीज में पढ़े थे, ठीक है। तो जितना मार्जिन होगा उतना ही वो ट्रेड को कराए। तो इफ देयर इज अ ग्रोथ इन, मैं कलर बदल रहा हूँ यहाँ पे, इफ देयर इज अ ग्रोथ इन दिस कमोडिटी, ठीक है, यहाँ पे ग्रोथ लिख लेता हूँ और प्रोडक्शन लिख लेता हूँ। अगर ये बढ़ेगा, ठीक है, तो ये यहाँ पे प्राइसेस दी हुई है, तो ये इसकी प्राइस फॉल करेगी। अगर ये प्राइस फॉल करेगी तो ये मार्जिन और नेगेटिव में चला जाएगा, यानी लेट मी मेक इट डाउनवर्ड, यानी एक दो वजह आ गई। एक कि इट इज मोर देन नीड, पहले भी जरूरत से ज्यादा था, एक्सपोर्ट हो रहा था, अब और ज्यादा हो गया, ठीक है। सेकेंड, UK gets more benefit. तो नेक्स्ट इज कि अगर ग्रोथ इस सेक्टर में हो जाए, ठीक है, इफ पाकिस्तान इज ग्रोइंग इन टर्म्स ऑफ वाई, तो डिमांड सप्लाई कहता है कि इसकी प्राइसेस फॉल कर जाएंगी, यहाँ पे भी पी लिख लेते हैं प्राइस, और इसकी प्राइस भी फॉल कर जाएगी। तो अगर जो चीज हम महंगी बना रहे थे अब वो सस्ती हो गई है, तो ये नंबर पहले 10 था, लेट्स से इट इज 5 नाउ, ठीक है। यहाँ पे इनकम्प्लीट स्पेशलाइजेशन है, तो जब जब वाई सस्ता होगा तो थोड़ा सा वाई हम खुद कंज्यूम करने लग जाएंगे, क्योंकि हमारा वाई सस्ता हो गया, और हम जितना मुल्क से ही लेने लगे उतना कम बाहर से मंगवाएंगे, सो इंपोर्ट्स कम हो जाएंगे। तो जब प्राइस कम हो, इसका मतलब लॉ ऑफ डिमांड कहता है व्हेन प्राइसेस गो डाउन द डिमांड इंक्रीज। तो वाई प्रोडक्ट जो पहले हम बाहर से ले रहे थे, हम लोकल डिमांड बढ़ जाएगी क्योंकि सस्ता हो गया, जितना वो लोकल डिमांड बढ़ी उतनी इंपोर्ट कम हो जाएगी। सपोज आवर कंजम्पशन इन एक्स प्रोडक्ट इंक्रीज, यस, बिकॉज कंजम्पशन इज इक्वल टू डिमांड, प्राइस मार्जिन बिटवीन यूके एंड यूएसए विल फॉल, ये -15 था, ये -10 की तरफ चला जाएगा, छोटा हो जाएगा। पहली रीजन ये है कि वी नीड इट मोर, हमें ज्यादा चाहिए तो थोड़ी बचेगी तो एक्सपोर्ट भी थोड़ी होगी। सेकेंडली the margin is reduced, so less advantage, so there will be more imports. So he has given us the outcome of that thing, and it has shown the similar thing here. So what has happened here is that the Y product has increased, and the price, the Y product X product बढ़ गया, लेकिन जो customers हैं वो Y product खरीदते हैं। So here what is shown is that production possibility frontier has gone out from the X side, means the production of Y has increased. Because of that, they were already consuming, the production of X has increased, and because of that they are exporting more X. So EX, export of X has increased, so they will earn more revenue. Because of that they will import of Y will also increase, so they will enjoy higher consumption. If the PPF will go out, so they will be able to export more, so their offer curve will go outward. So similarly, when they are exporting more, it means they are able to offer more exports for their imports. So this is their outward bending, outward moving offer curve. So what will happen in a large country which is large enough to change the commodity prices? So what will happen? There will be a change in terms of trade. So if the growth expands the nation's volume of trade at constant prices, the terms of trade will deteriorate. And if growth reduces the nation's volume of trade at constant prices, the terms of trade will improve. Wealth effect. So change in the output per worker as a result of growth. Alone positive welfare effect improves the welfare and vice versa. ठीक है? Impact of welfare depends upon net effect of wealth effect plus terms of trade effect. कि अगर वेल्थ इफेक्ट पॉजिटिव होगा, टर्म्स ऑफ ट्रेड इफेक्ट पॉजिटिव होगा, तो वेल्फेयर बढ़ेगा, और इस तरह सारे लेबल है। सो यू कैन फाइंड आउट व्हाट विल बी द आउटकम फॉर अ लार्ज इकोनॉमी। ओके, नेक्स्ट इज, let me check one diagram. So it is showing this thing. So what is happening is, for the case of large economies, when they increase the production of X because of growth, what will happen is that suppose they tend to find more machines, tend to produce more machines, because they found more metal mines or aluminium in their country उनको। So what will happen, पहले X और Y की prices assume कर रहे थे same है, ठीक है, but because more X can be produced by a large economy, so globally X prices of X will fall, so वो ratio 1 की बजाय 1/2 हो जाएगी, क्योंकि एक्स सस्ता हो जाएगा दुनिया में, क्योंकि एक ऐसा मुल्क एक्स ज्यादा बना रहा है जो लार्ज इकोनॉमी है, वो पूरी दुनिया को ज्यादा दे सकता है। तो यहाँ पे देखो प्राइस रेशियो 1 की बजाय 1/2 होगी। इसका मतलब है 2x इज इक्वल टू 1y, सो x इज नाउ चीपर। सो प्राइस रेशियो की लाइन की स्लोप बदल गई। सो पहले वो उसने जाना था यहाँ से यहाँ पे फॉर कांस्टेंट प्राइसेस, यानी अगर एक्स महंगा रहता तो उसने महंगा बेचना था और उसको ज्यादा रेवेन्यू आना था, तो कंजम्पशन ज्यादा बढ़नी थी। लेकिन क्योंकि एक्स सस्ता भी हो गया ज्यादा बढ़ने की वजह से, तो उसका रेवेन्यू फॉल कर गया, तो उनकी इनकम कम हुई तो उनकी कंजम्पशन भी कम हुई। ठीक है, ओके। सो व्हेन द नेशन एक्सपेंडेड फ्रॉम दिस ब्लैक लाइन टू ब्लू लाइन, because of that the price ratio also changed, and then the offer curve also moved from, पहले अगर if, so if price is constant, we will move from E to Z, but in this case we move from E to T. So what is happening is that this is called emerging growth. So it is defining the emerging growth. So if the wealth is of positive, wealth effect is positive, but the terms of trade deteriorates, so much the nation's welfare declines. This is called emerging growth. This is more likely to occur in developing nations, although not prevalent in the real world. Real life में इतना change नहीं होता, लेकिन developing countries में ये show होता है. So let's see in the diagram how it is happening or what does it mean. So it is saying that if economy increases the growth of X product which is exported, and it is grown so much that the price ratio has changed from 1. So initially it was X is equal to Y, same price. Now it is 5X is equal to Y. Okay, actually it is X is equal to 1/5Y, so 5 will go there, so I have written like this. So इसका मतलब क्या हुआ कि X has increased so much that its prices has fallen, price of X has fallen. So price of X has fallen 5 times. 5 गुना कम होगी कीमतें. So the equilibrium would have gone from this B point. Let me draw a line here. Originally it would have gone to, it would have gone to from here to parallel here. Let me make a dot here now. It would have gone from B to B bar if the prices were constant. Okay, so that will be the welfare effect. Increase in consumption from E to E bar, somewhere here. So this is the welfare effect. Okay, so this was the before trade point, and this is after trade point when there is no change in prices. But because of change in prices, equilibrium have moved from B to C, and the country which was exporting X commodity, because of their fall in prices, their growth, their new consumption, this is after trade, consumption has fallen below before trade. यानी ये मुल्क ऐसे सिचुएशन में फंस गया है कि इनकी जो कंजम्पशन थी ट्रेड से पहले ई पॉइंट, ट्रेड के बाद वो उससे भी पीछे चले गए, यानी उनका वेलफेयर इफेक्ट जो भी होना था, सपोज इट इज 10 यूनिट्स ऑफ कंजम्पशन बढ़नी थी, देयर टर्म्स ऑफ ट्रेड इफेक्ट इज -15. So net में their loss is -5. So उनकी कंजम्पशन 5 यूनिट्स कम हो गई। ठीक हो गया। ये कौन से मुल्क उन्होंने बताया? डेवलप्ड कंट्रीज, यानी दे आर प्रोड्यूसिंग प्राइमरी गुड्स एंड व्हेन दे ट्राई टू प्रोड्यूस मोर इट बिकम्स चीपर and relative to the goods that they try to import which are final goods, what happens is that वो इतना ज्यादा बना लेते हैं, जब ये एग्रीकल्चर बूम होता है वो एग्रीकल्चर इतना सस्ता हो जाता है कि उसके बदले जो चीज लेनी है वो नहीं मिलती। Suppose if you increase in Y rather than you go from E to W, you end up from E to U because of the change in it's an opposite case. It is saying that growth that improves the terms of trade and welfare. So what is happening is when you increase, अब यहाँ पे हो क्या रहा है, पिछले केस में एक्सपोर्ट वो चीज हो रही थी जो कंज्यूम नहीं हो रही थी, अब क्या हो रहा है कि वो चीज ज्यादा बन रही है जो कंज्यूम हो रही है। सो उससे क्या हुआ कि व्हेन यू इंप्रूव द टर्म्स ऑफ ट्रेड इन टर्म्स ऑफ द कमोडिटी दैट यू आर इंपोर्टिंग, योर वेलफेयर इंक्रीज। पहले ई से यू जाना था, अब ई से डब्ल्यू चला गया। प्रीवियस केस में हम उस चीज की प्रोडक्शन बढ़ा रहे थे जो हम एक्सपोर्ट कर रहे थे और कंजम्पशन दूसरी की थी। तो वो इसलिए इमर्सराइजिंग ग्रोथ उधर हुई। सो कैसे क्या निशानी है कि इफ ग्रोथ इज देयर इन एक्स प्रोडक्ट बट कंजम्पशन इज देयर फॉर वाई गुड्स एंड the prices fall so much। ठीक है, और उसको ऑपोजिट क्या होगा, इस डायग्राम में दिखा रहा है वो, that if you increase the production of the good that you are consuming, क्योंकि इंडिफरेंस का भी उस तरफ है। So what is happening is that the prices of that commodity will increase from 1 to 1 2। पहले x is equal to y था, अब x is equal to 2y है। So they will increase their welfare, क्योंकि जो चीज बाहर से ले रहे थे अब वो खुद बना रहे हैं, और क्योंकि बाहर महंगी हो गई है तो वो जो वेलफेयर इफेक्ट है ज्यादा नजर आएगा, क्योंकि अगर उनको बाहर से लेनी पड़ती तो महंगी मिलनी थी। ठीक है, सो ई से डब्ल्यू तक था वेलफेयर इफेक्ट, और यू से डब्ल्यू तक, ई से यू तक था वेलफेयर इफेक्ट, और यू से डब्ल्यू तक था टर्म्स ऑफ ट्रेड इफेक्ट। दोनों एड अप हुए, सो टोटल इफेक्ट इज EU plus UW, and that is a positive number. So there is improvement in, there is a growth in the economy. So because nation one has reduced the amount of goods that they are importing as compared to their exports, so it has came inward, and it is forming a new equilibrium. So this is showing that total volume of trade has decreased. पहले ट्रेड वॉल्यूम था इतना, ठीक है, वही हमने शुरू में जो बात की, कंजम्पशन बढ़ने से ट्रेड कम होती है। ठीक है, या इंपोर्ट वाले सेक्टर में ग्रोथ होने से ट्रेड कम होती है, इसने ये चीज प्रूव किया है यहाँ पे। ठीक है, so let's see, yes 3 स्लाइड्स रह गई हैं, बाकी एग्जांपल्स हैं। So with balanced growth and neutral technological progress in both commodities in both nations offer curve will shift outward and move closer to the axis measuring nations export commodity. Volume of trade expands. Terms of trade either does not change or improve for one nation and deteriorates for other, which depends upon the shape of their offer curves. Okay, and that will be shown in the next slide. With growth or changing taste in both nations offer curve will shift, changing the volume of trade. A shift of offer curve out towards the axis measuring the export commodity will increase the trade at a constant prices and improve terms of trade. They will move from this to E1 then to E4. ठीक है, but वो इधर को भी जा सकते हैं E2 और E4 डिपेंडिंग अपॉन द चेंज इन ग्रोथ ग्रोथ मॉडल. अगर वो बैलेंस ग्रोथ है तो इट विल ग्रो ऑन सेम लाइन. अगर अनबैलेंस है तो इट विल मूव फ्रॉम दिस पॉइंट टू E6 and then to E2. Okay, और E5 to then E3. अगर वो बैलेंस है तो this dot to E1 to E4. ये बात उसने बताई है. So this was the topic for today.